breaking news. The Cabal does not want me to win. This is my third or fourth time trying to fire this stream up, and I haven't been able to get it to go live. I think we are finally live here. If anyone can let me know if you made it. But yeah, I've been talking into a computer screen and microphone for 15 minutes, and you all know how much I don't like to do that. So fifth time is the charm. It seems like we did it. We are live. What if Hopkins is the 050 guy? Oh, yeah, it's a funny the guy that scores 0 points all year and 50 in week 17. You probably do want him. So yeah, let me just tweet this link out because it seems like things got lost in the shuffle. New link. So yeah, it's been a while since I've been in the streets. I've got my Bears t-shirt on, even though I'm not a Bears fan. Hall of Fame game. I will be watching exactly 0 snaps of that. Just something I do not really care about at all. If you do, I won't yuck your yum. It's football, I suppose. So yeah, DeAndre Hopkins. The big news today, a couple bits of news. First one, Deontay Foreman, ADP 211. I guess he's probably being drafted about half-ish the time. DeAndre Hopkins, Foreman, Hopkins. We got Jermaine Burton. Most recently, Justice Hill. Is it John Harbaugh, as the Ravens coach, said that Justice Hill is, quote, a starting running back? Did he say a starting running back? The starting running back? There is a meaningful difference there. So yeah, all this means I'm going to have a lot more NUKE as he drops. We'll see, man. Right now, it looks like, let's see what the latest report is. I think it was 4 to 6 weeks, but don't like Ari. Strained knee injury Wednesday or Thursday. Indications he could miss 4 to 6 weeks. Oh, here's an article. All right, we'll go to the source. I watched Hopkins leave the medical guide. No discernible limp. Figured, okay. So here's the thing. If Hopkins misses only week 1, how much do we care? If Hopkins misses only weeks 1 and 2, how much do we care? A little, very little to a little, 2 to 3 out of 10. There are a lot of wide receivers. So I'll show you not exactly how the sausage is made, but we can just look at how many receivers there are. And this was the Rashee Rice problem. Now I think Rashee Rice is an amazing pick because it doesn't seem like he's going to miss time. But if we go, I'll sort it by my rank here. I'm just docking him 1 game for now. I will say, I think risk, once you start the season this way, can kind of only go downhill from here. So it's almost, people are saying, what if he only misses 1 week? What if he only misses 2 weeks? It's what if he misses 17 weeks? This was not necessarily, I guess it's on the table for anyone. But this range, ADP in rounds, 5 and 6, how many wide receivers go? Calvin Ridley's going to go up now. From Rashee Rice through, let's say, Curtis Samuel, this window, this 13 receivers, it would not shock me for DeAndre Hopkins to go near the bottom of this list. I think Addison has room to fall more. But Hopkins versus Jameson versus Curtis Samuel, it's going to be tough. Let me just refresh, make sure I have the latest ADPs. I actually got it this morning. Huey, RIP, man. 33% nuke might end up at 70. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about just buying the dip. Like, at what point is a shortened season from Hopkins? We did this shortened season from Hopkins bet. Was it 2 years ago now? When he had when he was missing time with the Cardinals due to suspension. JGFC was up. Rock was up. Boyd. Yeah, we could talk Boyd versus Burks. Boyd will steam. So, like, I've been seeing some. I'll bring over more sheets. I've been seeing some. I don't know if I would say hype necessarily for Treylon Burks, but it's not been absolutely terrible news out of camp for Treylon Burks, like compared to, let's say, Quentin Johnston. So all that I've done for now is just docked Hopkins one game versus the average receiver, which brings him to my underdog rank 75. If I were to move him back to 16 games, I also took out some like contingent upside because so I think my original is like something like 1 point here and 16, like half or something. Like I had him ranked in like the mid 50s, but to have him missing a game, it's just such a stacked range with all these receivers with good upside cases and starting to get into like other positions like bona fide, like back end RB1s, Ken Walker, George Kittle types. Like Hopkins is going to fall out of this range completely. Boyd versus Burks, like I haven't upped Boyd's, contingent here. Like it can move pretty quick, pretty quick here. Like I think I still wouldn't really be drafting a whole lot of Treylon. I think he probably belongs in round 18. Tyler Boyd maybe stacked. Like he's going to be going ahead of his ADP, and his ADP should come up a bit. Let's see, like where he's at. So like Boyd's ADP is 199. I have him ranked 186 currently. So about a round, like if he rises a round or so, like, but what is your upside there? If Hopkins misses the whole year, like maybe then it's Boyd, but like does Ridley become the big winner here? I know Nez showed up in his tuxedo, his very, very nice 20% Ridley. What do we have? What are we working with, Nez? Let me pull up. I will get into a draft instead of just like kind of rambling forever, but I do want to just look at, and this is something that I've been looking at obviously a lot that drives my projections. So, and this is not, I have a lot of manual overrides here. Oh, Nez. Well, 12% Ridley is about 11% more than everyone else that has a microphone and talks about these things. So I suppose kudos to you on that. So this is a very different take than the market has, the way Mike Clay is projecting it. And granted, he might have some biases within his model, but this is pre-injury, right? So everyone projected for the same amount of games. He had Calvin Ridley like fairly ahead efficiency-wise versus DeAndre Hopkins. Do I agree with that? No. So that's why I actually had some overrides there based on, historical performance and efficiency, especially last year. Hopkins was still really efficient. Ridley, not so much. But, like, there are really sharp people that spend a lot of time doing projections that had Calvin Ridley as the wide receiver 23 with a healthy DeAndre Hopkins, which is not the market consensus. Like, market consensus here, DeAndre Hopkins wide receiver 40, Calvin Ridley wide receiver 35. So like again, take it with a grain of salt, but Mike Clay has Ridley as the wide receiver 23. Like, just like counting stats, Calvin Ridley had the most disappointing. I think it was like ballpark like 80, 1,008 last year, and he sucked. So again, like some of that is like he ran a whole bunch of routes, and Christian Kirk was hurt for a period of time. Evan Ingram might have missed time. Trevor Lawrence in that offense probably better than Will Levis, but what if Brian Callahan can bring I still like this offense, but yeah, I'm probably going to just take a pause on DeAndre Hopkins. Let me see before we get into it. Nope, not beep. Let me see how dead my teams are. This is a really cool site. If you don't use it, I'll drop it in the chat. Free plug, and I think it's still a free resource. Bestballexplorer.com. If you don't use it for your exposures, you can upload some really cool stuff. But I just want to see how dead. How would I do this? All right, so I've got 8% Hopkins. When I've been clicking him at what ADPs. There's ways to see, I want to say, like what teams I have DeAndre Hopkins on, which is really hard to find an underdog. So that's why I was trying to, maybe it's under the drafts. If I go to drafts and I type in Hopkins. All right, so I've clicked him in 6 drafts. Yeah, so this is what does not exist on Underdog. I think probably one of the better features here. So let's see. This team I drafted in April. I guess it was a slow draft, which has a bunch of ADP and closing line value with DeAndre Hopkins. How dead are we? Well, I picked Hopkins at 74. I also have Ridley on this team, but yeah, it's not gonna age super well. Not gonna age super well. But yeah, this is an interesting. Like, I think that this is pretty neat. If you go to this drafts and you look at your Hopkins teams, most recently, I guess I just drafted him. Oh, this was like my favorite meme team where I drafted 4 quarterbacks. The old 4-5-6-3. I could afford to lose DeAndre Hopkins for a week or 2 here. So anyway, I can keep rambling. If you don't subscribe to easydfs.xyz, what are you doing? It is I'm on top of we've got the new rankings published. New rankings published, ready to roll for, we cannot detect your location. Ready to roll for Best Ball Mania. I use the same rankings for the sprint. You can go in there, download them, use it. The sheet is automatically updated if you save a copy off for yourself. You have access to the latest and greatest. Always the 101. This is what you get for chasing ambulances, fellas. This is what you get. 101. A lot of, like, I am the only red badge in this lobby. And if anyone in the chat complains that I did not cue you off, I got the error first. So yeah, so here's what we're gonna do. Reset the old sheet. And reset the sheet. Yeah, the four QB is kind of a meme, but like I really like JJ McCarthy. I really like Justin Fields this year. I felt like what I see a lot of people do in the draft starts in 8 seconds. Does anyone? I think with this kind of lobby with the only red, like I take CMC 101 every time. I've considered Lamb structurally, but in this kind of lobby, I feel good about what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna have wide receiver options. I don't mind the 2-3 turn. So yeah, where I'm going back and forth. What am I doing? Oh, so what I've seen a lot of people do, and structurally, like, is this a bad team? I don't know, probably. But what I see a lot of people do, a lot of sharp people, or sharp adjacent, at least you consume a lot of sharp content, especially if you're here, man. But if you start a draft with 5 receivers through 5, 6 receivers through 6, 7 receivers through 7, like stop. No, don't stop doing that, but stop drafting. Like you don't need 8, 9 receivers on every team, and I would even argue you don't even necessarily need 7 on every team. Um, if you are paying the piper for the increased receiver prices this year, and you have guys that have enough bye week variety, which take it or leave it. But a room like this one at that time I felt pretty decent about, which allowed me flexibility to, get one anchor RB, a couple of mid range, couple of mid to lates, 3 tight ends. I like quite a lot if you don't get an elite, and I like 3 QB if you don't get an elite, and had that Justin Fields luxury pick. So went with 4 QB here, but this very well could have just been 3 quarterbacks, add another running back or a receiver if it made sense. But we'll see. I'm definitely curious. I'll go back to the room here. I'm definitely curious. Ooh, Bijan third. Nez is multi counting on us here. So definitely curious to see how much Ridley steams up. Let's see what my dog is doing here. What are we doing? We're eating fluff. Yeah, Ori, go Bears. I'll be watching 0 snaps. I can't remember if I said that on this version of the stream or one of the 6 canceled versions. The people are out. The left is out to get me. But yeah, here we are. Bijan 3, Tyreek 4, Chase 5, Justin Jefferson at 7. Oh man, see, this is interesting, right? I have Justin Jefferson up at 4. I don't know how controversial that is. But I think when you get that value in, I like Malik Neighbors, but it's hard to, it's hard to do both there. I think Saquon goes to Tyreek. Let's see what Bijan does. You don't want to see Jawar Jordan. I don't. I think if you're a Jawar Jordan bull, you don't want to see much of him tonight. Oh man, we are going to be cooking here. Devontae has been falling close to the turn a lot. So I really like Evans, but Devontae is a jam for me here. I am going to bleed the clock on the turn here. I don't take much Waddle. I'm assuming he's gone. Yeah. So then I have the option of Ayuk or Cup, essentially. Ayuk or Cup. Cup has that little bit of week 15 correlation with McCaffrey. That's Cup. Did I say Cup? I suppose everything I say is talking to myself. Oh, Ayuk isn't showing because he's a pretty big faller here. So yeah, here's the thing. Like, if I don't, where does Purdy go? That will I be in position to take Purdy 111 and I pick 120? I don't feel great about my odds here. I am gonna go. I'm gonna go Cup over Ayuk. I do think, just like looking at this, I don't want to fall behind on the chat too much, but if CMC is the correct pick at 101, which I think he is, in a format that so rewards single week spikes in the playoffs, not only in the finals, but in weeks 15 and 16, the CMC NUKE games, Venn diagram with a Brandon Ayuk NUKE game is the middle is thin. The middle is thin. Can it happen? It's a really good season long bet. So let me put it this way: like if you just care, and I didn't test this first, I was just hoping it would work, and it does. If all you care about is advancing, they correlate really well because you're just betting the 49ers are a good team. They beat expectations. They have a lot of shootouts, etc. If you care, like if I were to say, I don't know, all I care about is the playoffs, like it gets pretty ugly because it's hard for a running back like who scores as many touchdowns as CMC does to allow Brandon Ayuk to also score touchdowns in those games, if that makes sense. So yeah, I did go Cup there. I considered Devontae. I've been seeing a lot of Jalen Hurts falling to the turn, which I'm even tempted to take naked Jalen Hurts. I've been doing that a bit. So yeah. Oh, let me get back to this. I don't want to see Jawar Jordan. No, I think like training camp, like they put the pads on 3 days ago. I think if you are playing meaningful snaps in this game, it really doesn't bode well for you. If like let's say Jawar Jordan gets one series and just like is a stud, like I'll just see it on Twitter. I love to masquerade as like a big tape watcher and talent evaluator. Like I just play one on TV. I'm not actually. So yeah, I'm totally fine just watching on Twitter and reading what smarter people have to say. I don't think you want to see guys you're high on playing much, and if they do, they better break out. Is my take. I'm confident. Here we go. Well, tell me what I need to take away from the game. We'll watch zero. Take it for yeah. Oh, over 30.5. Yikes. Or he says the under was good to 20. Worst GM, buddy. Outside of injury, what? Rojo and Khalil are likely going to play kind of a lot purely because they only have one healthy idiot RB. Say more. I'd be lying. Like I'd be completely lying if I told you I had more than 3 seconds of research and knowledge about the Bears planned depth chart for the Hall of Fame game. So tell me more there. Paul, what's up? Sorry, I had you in the wrong lobby there. They were out to get me. Which under was good? I need picks. I saw Davis was touting Demetric Felton over. So while their bums are hurt, these guys are forced to play some. Yeah, but like they could also just ride one bum like for 2 or 3 quarters. But yeah, you might get a couple series from the good players. I suppose. Yeah, I feel like you can counter trade Davis. It's like at worst going to be swapping Rake. Izzy Abanikanda. Yeah, it's rough. I suppose like maybe he ran bad. Like I know he played, then he got hurt. But yeah, it's not looking good. Not looking good there. All right, let's see what people are doing here. Is anyone in the chat in this lobby? Because I don't recognize any names, but I don't want to offend before I make fun of people. Is Felton on the Bears, by the way? Okay, I'm guessing. Oh, don't overreact to Rojo Herbert. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really say much about it. All right, I'll talk about the lobby after we pick here. If there's any there's no real stack considerations yet, unless I can get like a quarterback tight end pairing, which I would love to do that one. Otherwise, like McBride is at least a little interesting. All right, so Kelsey is gone. Mark Andrews goes. This is setting up to be. Do I reach for Calvin Ridley all the way here? I don't think so. I'm wondering if I just go with Pat and Rashee Rice here. I'm gonna go Rashi first, and I'll think about if I want Pat or if I'm gonna maneuver something with quarterbacks later. No, I'll go Pat. I'll go Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, this guy's playing the turn really well. I like this. I have this 5-person start quite a lot. We'll always have Josh Jacobs. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, when people were saying that Josh Jacobs was going to miss get cut because he played a bunch. I don't know. Maybe you have to know the coaches, but I guess we have some history at least from Eberflus. So yeah, let's start the two running backs like Bijan early, Bijan Achan Ayuk. I suppose is like that is definitely going to be unique. I think you can argue how much you want to sacrifice good teams versus being unique in a contest. So let me put it this way: Best Ball Mania is a huge contest, right? 672,000 entrants. However, and maybe and like you guys tell me if I'm wrong. This is just the way that I view it, and the way some of my research has pointed me. People are trying to say like, oh, how do I get unique in a contest this big? Conversely, it's a 12-person contest, then it's a 13-person contest, then it's a 16-person contest, and finally it's a 539-person contest. So like, is it valuable to be the only Bijan HNI? It might be. Like if Bijan is really good, right? It might be, but maybe this goes without saying. But if you're doing weird stuff, like you better be right about the guys you're reaching for when you're doing the weird stuff. So this guy botched the Chase Olave Kyron. Kyron, one of my highest target exposures here, and then Kelsey McBride. I don't think you can really recover there, but I wonder if I threw him for a loop by taking Mahomes. This got 3 running backs through 5. I was wondering if like Derrick Henry was going to see a fall, but not on SAF 092's watch. The Justice Hold News. Anything else interesting going on here? This, the Tank Dell guy is always like someone he probably has like a high correlation to someone who's like researching and paying attention to best ball. And then Pickens and Worthy. So yeah, this guy obviously knows what he's doing a little bit. John GM. So yeah, I'm trying to get a feel for this lobby. Calvin Ridley is now past ADP. So not much reaction, at least in this one. But this lobby's been kind of weird. Like this guy, 2 early running backs, Etienne Jacobs guy, Joe Mixon at ADP, 3 running backs. So like kind of a running back heavy lobby here. This guy in the 12 going with the double elite, if you consider Kyle Pitts elite start. Let me take a look at. I got to get out of this so I can. And there goes Calvin Ridley. So at 67, man, like that's half a round past his like old ADP. I think that's gonna look real good for this guy. Let me see if there's any stack considerations around here. Not really. There's going to be some Brian Thomas, because Devontae Adams plays him in week 16, which is a really hard round to advance, but he's gone. Oh, also Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is expected to be back for week 1, but the Raiders, I think it's the Raiders play the Chargers, and that line was starting to move. So, like, I don't know. Do I catch the DeAndre Hopkins knife at 72? I don't think so. Lad. I'll pencil lad in. I don't get much lad. And then is it like, do I go Montgomery here? Is a little bit of CMC burn back. It's not, you don't really get much of a boost there. So now my feet are going to be to the fire. Do I ignore the Hopkins news or not? That is the question. Is Deontay gone? Like, am I really going to take JSN over? Am I really going to take JSN over Hopkins? I don't get much Evan Ingram. Like, maybe this is an Evan Ingram spot. I don't like Ingram, really. And I'm going to go JSN. Yikes. I do like this playoff stretch, not necessarily the matchups, but how predictable the stacking is here. So we'll have to put additional chips behind the JSN bet, I think, to make it look good. But man, I'm not ready to go Hopkins at that point. Move Hopkins behind Sutton and Samuel. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's taking manual intervention to like not push him lower. Okay, missing one game, I have him at 75. If I were to have him miss 2 games, he goes to 101. So just to tell you like how much how sensitive things are in this area of the draft. You know, maybe I'll settle like 86 or something. I'll spend some time on it after, see where I'm comfortable. But there he goes at 81. I think, like I said, like I think him versus Keon Coleman, like I think it's going to be hard to justify over Keon Coleman right now, just with uncertainty. This might age really terribly, but let me put it this way: the market with Rashee Rice and with Jordan Addison has told us that expected to miss 1 to 3 weeks costs you 2 to 3 rounds. So if that's the case, then Hopkins goes from pick 68 to close to pick 100. So if the market is consistent, do I think that'll happen? No, because like Josh Palmer, like I'd rather have 3 months of Hopkins than 4 months of Palmer. But yeah, I mean, I think Sutton, the Sutton range makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Here goes Addison. So this guy is either trying to exploit the market or just not paying attention. I'm guessing he is trying to exploit the market here. It's a pretty sound draft. Let's take a look stack wise. Pick 96. Brock Bowers is a huge target for me. So when I'm like silently moving up and up, I just want to be ahead of ADP, all season with Bowers. I don't know if I'm really going to be in a position to take a receiver. Lockett here shows negative, but if I add Geno, let's say here, then he would flip positive. So Sutton goes. The only real receiver consideration is Lockett. Otherwise, I think I'm going to go. And it seems like Bowers is gone. Bowers goes. Najee almost made it all the way down. Zamir White would have been nice. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to go something between Mostert, Pollard, Lockett, and Brian Robinson. Let me just see which running back I like the most there. It does seem to be Raheem Mostert. They play the 49ers in week 16. There's something there. So now the question is, do I go? So Njoku plays. Yeah, so Njoku not bad. I have 5 receivers already. at the 120, 121, I feel good about the running backs I can get there. There is a pretty big fall off in tight ends here. So I think I will go Njoku. Opens up, a little backdoor Watson there. So little mini stack gives me options to go Watson, Judy, Cedric Tillman. So yeah, let me see Justin Herbert if we've docked Justin Herbert anytime. I haven't yet. But if he were to miss a week, it moves him down about a round, 2 rounds. So this will be fun because I took Mahomes early, lets me punt, and all my other receivers have cheap quarterbacks like Devontae Adams, quarterback, Stafford, Geno, and now Herbert. I could push Herbert for a while and see what happens there. Chase Brown goes at 101. Only 3 picks behind Zach Moss. I think that's probably about right. Let's see. You guys can let me know. Wu-Tang. Shaolin, Staten Island, Wu-Tang. If you're stacking Devontae with his QB, are you taking Akers or Minshew? I've been a Minshew guy. The markets are now telling me that it's probably AOC to start, and that seems to be the buzz around camp. I think the most popular option has been AOC. I personally I think we've seen enough from Minshew elevating Michael Pittman and supporting Michael Pittman last year, doing the same for the Eagles 2 years ago, but I'm not going to go against the market. I'm truthfully sitting that one out right now. I don't think you can afford. Man, this music, I hate this music. I don't think if you're only drafting 2 or 3 quarterbacks, I don't think you can afford the chance of taking a 0 on a low. Justin Fields is worth it, right? Because if Justin Fields hits, you've gotten a round 6 quarterback in round 17, 18. If AOC hits, you got a round 15, maybe quarterback in round 18. I don't think it's worth it. So I guess on DraftKings where you have more rounds and if they're a little more quarterback happy, I suppose I would take AOC, but I'm not super excited about it. It's not. Listen, it's not political. It's just I tried to throw the stream on and I put a clickbait thumbnail and I was stifled. It's not my fault. But, we rise up, do what we can. Not much stacking consideration here. Wow, Chase Brown really going almost 2 rounds ahead of ADP. I won't be taking Herbert here. So, yeah, there's not really, there's a couple of guys getting vaulted up, like Jalen Polk, man, at 120. It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up settling there. So again, I have 5 wide receivers early. Good combo of young and old there, which is nice. All right, so Blake Corum is an auto click for me here, and now I can kind of sit on the clock. Corum, if I don't get Kyron, I just get Corum here, and we can figure out what that means for free Cooper Kupp. And then maybe it's Judy. Maybe it's Judy or maybe it's Polk, right? I could also go Zeke and kind of come close to shutting it down here. Go Chubb. Like, is this a room where? No, I don't know if Chubb is playing by week 6 necessarily. All right, chat. Jalen Polk. Oh, Judy's probably gone. Jalen Polk or Zeke? And chat is probably going to have me go Polk if they answer, if anyone cares. We'll go Zeke. Sorry, nerd. I'm trying to so this is going to be a 7 receiver team. Probably 5 running backs. I could even shut it down, even though these two share a bye. I don't necessarily care. Yeah. Jalen Polk to stack with Joe Milton. Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily buying that, but I think Drake May's fine. I think Drake May will get there. I do prefer Bo Nix, and I actually do prefer JJ McCarthy as well. Even if you might not see JJ McCarthy until week 7, he is my rookie QB3. Just the situation he's walking into compared to Drake May, I haven't liked the. I think we're getting some false positives from the D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud experience of a first-time defensive head coach and what they want to do on offense. I don't think, is it Alex Van Pelt is the coordinator there he's coming over from Cleveland. I don't think Alex Van Pelt is Bobby Slowick, and I don't think Drake May is CJ Stroud. And I don't think Jalen Polk is Nico Collins or Tank Dell. So yeah, I think the parallels there are lofty. I much prefer Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson in that situation, even if we don't see him for a couple weeks. As a concentrated exposure enjoyer, thank you. Are you sweating combos at all? I'm only 50 some in, so I still have like 100 to course correct. Let me see if I can like hop over and see what like combos I'm doing. So like my highest owned early player, let's say, is Kyron Williams. Let me see what oh my god, this music is so loud in my ears. Let's see. Kyron. This is cool. So like, I don't know. Like the short answer is like, no, I don't. I think like you should care about combinations. It's not something that I am going out of my way to track. I don't think I'm gonna max Best Ball Mania. I'm not doing much of the other stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's not something that I'm sweating. Like this will be the first time that I've even tried to look at it. Like I do for the most part. Like I think it matters more. I think it matters quite a lot in the early couple of rounds. So like I respect ADP a lot more this year than I have in years past. So it's not like I'm always taking the same guys in round 2. I do like, have my favorites like Debo and stuff. Well, Mike Williams, a pretty decent fall here. Let's see if there's any like Deshaun and Stafford. Like I'm fine to push. Let's see if Justin Herbert hasn't gone yet. Is 144 enough of a fall for Justin Herbert, right? That's interesting. Let me take a look at Josh Palmer guy. Josh Palmer guy, where are you? I don't necessarily care about Josh Palmer guy. All right, so we'll go there, get Leggett. We'll get Leggett. If Hawk is here, Hawk is not here. Komet, Musgrave, I do think this is setting up to be a 3 QB team for me. Ty Chandler, I think, represents a tier break, but I don't want to invest there. So I think it's between Komet, Musgrave, and so it's Komet right now. Still have 10 seconds to think through it. Nothing at receiver. So then it's, do I bite the Herbert bullet or do I go Komet? The Komet thing kind of is a little bring back for JSN. He got some touchdown upside. I'm cool with Komet. Yes, congrats on winning $1 million, buddy. I know you're just correcting. And Josh, howdy. Has anyone ever won $1 million being a combo sweat lord? I know this is a rhetorical question. I believe the answer is like almost definitely yes. Like a lot of the like MME bros and the weekly million makers and stuff, definitely combo bros. Like my thing on combos is you are for sure correct that you want to be careful about combos. I just don't have the mental bandwidth to care. And there's good tools that can help you with that. I think, there's randomization built in, but yeah, I think like if you, use my rankings, I have like a little like RNG kind of thing here to help you try to break ties, at least look at tiers, right? It's like if this draft room were to go perfectly, we come back around the clock. I guess Baker is not really someone I'd be considering. You could do the Jalen McMillan, K-Dot, and backstack, so that's why he's still at least a little appealing. Like him and Geno Smith, right? So like this is telling me like him and Geno are like on one tier, and then there's like a tier break. Then it's J.K. Dobbins. Then it's a little tier break. Roman Wilson. I haven't moved Roman Wilson down yet. Yeah, should I move Roman Wilson down? Because he might, if Hopkins is missing time, like maybe, how high is the ankle injury? I don't know. Seems pretty high. Risky Pearsall is back in action. Huey, how are the tits big? I'm not necessarily going to put that comment on, but we can talk about it if you'd like. So, Jermaine Burton, I'm surprised to see him still go. Like, I think Yoshivas, shout out to me for pronouncing that, extremely draftable in round 17. I'm still fine with Jermaine Burton, probably around, like I haven't moved Jermaine Burton down. We'll see what his injury holds. It probably should, honestly, at least just like the interim, just like the unknowns, like the market is going to react, so you might as well get out ahead of things. Let's see. Man, everyone's getting hurt, huh? Doesn't move him a whole lot, right? If he were to only miss 1 week, less than a round. So I think we can do that just to be conservative and get out ahead of the fall there. If it were to happen, can always move it back. So for the audio listeners, of which there are none because I don't publish this audio, 1462, just have Mahomes. What I do have are a bunch of receivers that play with bad quarterbacks, which gives me a lot of late stacking outs. Chat, how do we feel about this running back room? CMC, Mostert, Corum, and Zeke. maybe it's like I get bored and I like to do weird stuff construction wise, and I would, you know, do what I say, not what I do. I don't necessarily think you should be doing a lot of weird construction stuff, but like, could I shut this down at 5? Like, I wish that they were different buys. These two, if they were, but like, could shut it down at 5, at 4 here, unless one of the guys that I really like, you know, appears. Oh, by the way, since I have some underdog power users here, this like scroll bar freezing on me, like I guess I can refresh and it like kind of goes back to the front. Is there a better way to do that? Needs Jalen, right? I'm not against the handcuffing thing, the handcuff. I'm not against it. I think Mostert Jalen Wright could be our generation's Mostert Achan very easily. Very easily. So tight ends. So like I could do the Cotton Baker thing, and the thing is Jalen McMillan is not going to fall to 192. He's just not. So I don't really like that. I am thinking about Dobbins here. Like I like Estimate late. I like, you know, Braylon Allen, but like if I take Dobbins here, a little mini with Ladd and just shut it down, and I can build this. I don't love Demario Douglas, but I could build it this way. Is Geno Smith gone? No, Geno Smith is still there. So I am going to go Dobbins almost no matter what here. Practice fully, man. All right. So let's see. So now I can choose between Geno and Demario. So the only reason I wouldn't go Demario here is a pretty good ADP value, and you know could set up that Drake May out for me. What are my other quarterback options? It's either Geno now or Drake May later. Geno now. Let's do it this way. I don't think I have much Demario Douglas, and I have literally 0 Patriots Chargers. So let me do that. We'll set up that Drake May, Demario Douglas, probably Javon Baker later. Maybe Geno falls. I don't know. I guess it could have gone Fant, Geno. Not something I'm overly high on, but probably good consideration. Bye week thing bothers me. Yeah, but now I feel pretty good about this running back room. Obviously with CMC, and now I just need to find one other running back amongst the next, not the guy with one calf. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I think Twitter doctors are like by and large not that great. And I think people that tie their brand to like analyzing Twitter doctors is like, I don't know. It's not my thing. So I don't know. Like we've gotten like one, like talk about ambulance chasing. Like, yeah, like we have one Twitter doctor who like took a photo on an iPhone 4 and faxed it in black and white, and then spilled coffee on it, and then uploaded it onto Twitter and said, "Hey man, his left calf looks smaller than his right." It's like, is it possible it's because like he was leaning a certain way and it was flexed, which would make it appear more like smaller, or the other calf was flexed? Is it possible he was standing in a way that his left leg looked closer or further? Is it possible he's wearing a brace? I don't know. Like, if you want to panic about all the injury stuff, like, you can. Man, I don't need his calf to look symmetrical. I just need him to score a couple freaking touchdowns. Pound. How's Juwan Johnson going? Probably about where he belongs. Here we go. I love this. I know dude playing competitive basketball. How competitive? 6 months after Achilles tear, modern medicine, enjoys replenish. The thing, so like here's my issue, my soapbox with NFL injury data. I'll use data here. And I've been known to twist. Oh, wow. Justin Fields goes early. I've been known to twist data as it is advantageous to me. But Achilles, there's been, I think I saw the list as like 9 or 10 running backs with Achilles injuries in the last 10 years. The best of which, pre-Achilles, like the season, like was Dante Foreman. So like we're looking at like a sample size. Like if you're a doctor or a statistician, God forbid, and you're looking at a sample size of 9 players in the last 10 years, and the quality of the player is nothing at all compared to what you're analyzing now. I think there's a lot of bad assumptions that you're making there. Man, there's a lot of receivers that I like. Roman Wilson to be a little bring back for Mahomes. Drake May, Bryce Young. I think I will go Drake May here. Ooh, are we getting Bryce Young? Or sorry, are we getting Drake May by week 6 for Patrick Mahomes? I don't know. Let's see, tight end. I like Sinnott. Go Jonnu. I do just like Roman Wilson quite a lot, so I will take him, even though I was kind of trying to leave the light on for some other stuff. Now you could tell me maybe I should have taken McMillan. That's okay. May or Bryce Young, they're both pretty equivalent. We'll just let this RNG go. So here's what I do sometimes. So 139.8. All right, Bryce Young. 151. Whoa, Drake May. 151.4. 152. 154. All right, Drake May it is. The randomizer has spoken. All right, here we go. How are we doing? Dante Foreman could have been a superstar without the injuries, man. I don't know. Like, hopefully he's doing well. All right, X-rays. All right, let me pull this up. Really set to be from hospital. All right, so I can say disparaging things. Dante Foreman. A superstar, Dante Foreman. A superstar. Superstar Dante Foreman. I don't know. Not there. Not there. Geno getting imaging. Geno Smith? I did not see that. I did not see that. That would be bad because I think Sam Howell is pretty freaking bad. Yeah, I think Dante Foreman, let me be clear. Like, Dante Foreman is like a professional NFL running back, right? He gets what's blocked plus a yard, basically. Which is the way that I would describe it. A little Mike Francesa said Geno Smith. So let's see, stacking considerations here. We don't really have, I'm not going to get a Lion here. We have KC stacked up. We've got this New England Chargers game stacked up. A little Cleveland Miami mini. We got a little Seattle Chicago mini. It's like we're not doing Lions. There's no real last round Saints. Like we already have it. The other thing is like I'm done at running back. I'm done at receiver. I'm pretty sure. Shift GM 82. Like that's the range. Maybe later. So I think this is if there's a tight end that makes sense, this pick should be a tight end. However, I'm not opposed to. I might not be opposed to Javon Baker. Tank Bigsby. Tank Bigsby someone that I actually kind of really like. Just coach speak. It seems like he's not the worst running back in the NFL, which is what we thought last year. Are there any other like, so yeah, like I wouldn't take Minshew or AOC here. I think I like if Bryce Young falls, I will take Bryce. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to figure out which tight end. Like I think Chig is pretty dusty, but maybe what if he picks up some slack? Yeah. Tucker Kraft would be some overlap with. Yeah, Drake May won't play in week 6. Yeah, so I do think if I can, Bryce Young is probably the pick over a third tight end. The other thing I can look at is, and it doesn't always add points. Sometimes you lose points in resimulating. Let's see, Tucker Kraft. Like adding Tucker Kraft doesn't even necessarily add points because he even overlaps with the buys. So like, are we buying anything? I think I will go Bryce Young here and try and survive a tight end. Yeah, we'll go Bryce Young there. This big dog team I drafted is like absolute total freaking dog shit. All right, what do we do? Bryce Young. So we have a little bit, this Cup Quorum thing. Just explain that. Like running, if Quorum is really getting there, it's hard in a half PPR for Cup to deliver necessarily. But there are parts of the game tree where that could still work, especially at Blake Corum's cost. This is assuming like this correlation here is basically assuming that Blake Corum comes in and is like the guy, which at some point he might be if Kyron gets hurt. So yeah, 3 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 8-2, a lot of stacks here. 42 picks of ADP value. I'd like to see that. Do people want to see another draft? Does anyone want to hop in? No, I'm not going to do a Mastiff. We're not going to fill a big dog, are we? Oh, what is this? A bulldog. I haven't done. Oh, have I? I think I did that already. What should we join, chat? Scott Fishbowl. Baseball Mania. Teasing. Just teasing. Sprint. If JMC was here, I'd throw a sprint up, but he's not. All right, let's see how many people are in this big dog. What if we were to fill it? No, 7 to fill. Not gonna do that. All right, uno dos. 1. No. I'm out. All right, we'll wait for that one to fill. Sorry if anyone got in the underflow. Nope. Anyway, I tried. And picking 12th, I might just rage quit. We get the 101 and we get a 12. Cranbrough, first time, long time. Is there a boost percent? So I think like any 4 or 5 plus is usually pretty good. 8 to 10 is like really good, but a lot of times you're sacrificing ADP. So I think like 5 plus is probably the sweet spot. We got Ngaga picking 11th. More red badges here. Ngaga is if he's in the chat, I might not be able to telegraph exactly what I'm trying to do. Tyreek goes first. Sick. Can you fill in the sheet with 4 winning teams? Thanks. I could try. So funny thing that I did. If you pick 6th, you can reasonably. So you go Justin Jefferson. So here's what you do, right? You go DK Metcalf. You go DJ Moore. You go Jaden Reed. Let's go Keenan. Let's go Ken Walker. Let's go Aaron Jones. Let's go DeAndre Swift. Jordan Love. Let's just say pick 4. I'll be able to make these picks without using the sheet. Jordan Love. Tavian Wicks. So I'm trying to do this in a way that you're not like, what would the perfect meme draft be? So just go Marvin Harrison, Drake London. Or sorry, Marvin Harrison and Gibbs. I don't take much Gibbs. Let's see the room. Man, I really don't like Gibbs. I think I'll do this. Nez was asking me about combos. I don't draft much London, but so let me get my London here. Tavian Wicks, 124. We can go with Sharps at 141. Lloyd or Hawk. 148 Musgrave. 165 Gino. 172 Khalil Herbert. JJ. Let's go Roshan. Let's go McCarthy. And Tucker Kraft. What do you think? You need, how much do you need to go right for you to pull this off at, at pick 4? I would probably take DeAndre Swift off here. Maybe this is Lockett, right? At 93. And you've got yourself a nice little. Oops. There we go. Packers in Seattle, the same bye. Oh man, the Vikings are going to score a million freaking points that week. And the Bears. Yeah, good point though. I did think about, so I was making this as a joke. You could maybe mix in some Saints here to try. Like, what if we were to move everyone down and you like sneak Olave in here? You say you miss on him, you get Dunze instead. Josh Jacobs. How about that? Right. We also have Caleb is in play. So I was making kind of a joke build here. But this is well, if I take Olave out, move everyone back. The incestuousness of the NFC North in Seattle, it makes for some really fun playoff stuff. What did I actually take here? Marv and London. Ooh, Puka at 11. I really like Puka. In round 1, I don't know how well you can see this. In round one, I have 17% Puka. I like him structurally more than Brees Hall. I like him more than AJ Brown. Oh, this is cool. So let's see. What do I do here when I take Marvin Harrison? What do I do? It's only 6 drafts. I take some Gibbs. I guess I got lucky with Puka, AJ Brown. I take London. Like I haven't taken many of these guys. Wow, this is a really interesting feature, guys. Like you can see how concentrated when I pick Marvin Harrison with an ADP of 12 or 13, like you're picking a lot of the guys that have ADPs on the right side of the board. The occasional reach for Mahomes. Again, this is only 6 drafts. So maybe let's try like Tyreek is someone who I know, or Lamb. I take second. So I do this. It's 9 teams. Lamb, Evans, I do a lot, which sets up. They both play. I think. Do they both play the Panthers at some point in the playoffs? So it's fun. But yeah, I try to mix it up. I take some Saquon, take some Debo, Devontae, Nico. Maybe I should take less Evans. Mix in Devontae, mix in some more Kyron. So, wow, this is a really interesting view. I hope I'll get Nez's attention to look at this feature. I think it's pretty neat. So yeah, Tyreek, I kind of spread it. A lot of Debo there. They play week 16 or 15. Forget. So we'll go back, see what the sheet likes. I'm on the clock. Pickens in this wide receiver heavy room, and there's really no stack considerations yet. Do you go Josh and try and set up some late stuff? Do you go Mahomes and see who falls, right? I just did a Mahomes team. Right, but if you take Mahomes here, I haven't done Pacheco in a while, but if you take Mahomes here, like what's the likelihood? Rice at the 60 ADP, Worthy 64. Like if I get completely shut out, I'm gonna feel really stupid. What if I were to take Pacheco? Nah, I don't like that. Let's risk it. No risk it, no biscuit. Let's go Mahomes. No risk it, no biscuit. Geno Smith will undergo imaging. They'll know more about his status after that. When asked what exactly Geno's having examined, Mike McDonald wouldn't say. Total Wednesday, it's a knee hip injury. I don't know, man. Scary season. Scary season. Check, can you keep yourselves occupied and entertained? I'm going to grab a bottle of water real quick. We're back. Let me take a look at my Mahomes teams. So again, it's only 10 teams. I've only drafted 70. Well, I guess it's a little more, but I haven't uploaded it. It's just interesting because Mahomes has kind of gone up and down this round. So I have a pretty wide distribution. I have Kelsey on 40%. I have Pickens on 30% of my Mahomes teams. Rashi on 70. That's nice. I love that. It's kind of all over Jalen Warren. Mark Andrews here doing the old I dare you to take naked Lamar. I dare you. And he doesn't. Hollywood at 49. 2 slot. It's cooking. 1 slot cooking. 3 slot I don't love, but structurally very sound. 4 slot structurally very sound. The Amon-Ra Debo is probably pretty not necessarily rare, but you pushed Amon-Ra up. You got Cup. Yeah, it's fairly available. Terry. There goes Rashi Rice. And I'm starting to feel dead. Starting to feel dead. It's worthy or it's nothing. And I have a feeling it's going to be nothing. Godwin goes. AR to the Pittman team. We got 4 bullets to dodge. Calvin Ridley. I guess that's probably his new spot. This game start? No, I don't think so. There goes Worthy. All right, so this team is dead. Team is dead. We can close the tab, or we can keep going. Was that a rookie mistake? I don't know. Here's the question. Do you play like a champion, or do you just take a tank draft and do weird shit with it? This might be my first Kyle Pitts share. Kyle Pitts. Jaden Reed. So we'll see. I have the Kirk Cousins market cornered. Push him to there. And I might just go naked Mahomes. Mahomes naked at 37 is pretty bad, huh? Is it worth? Does anyone have like an opinion on is it worth the Mahomes reach or at the turn and hope someone falls? Because when it works, it really works. And when it doesn't, the team is pretty dead. So Eileen is probably not great, right? It's really hard for Mahomes to justify pick 37 without one of his receivers elevating. It also gets even worse because now it's, CEH is probably not a great pick. Generic Prince, I don't know. All right, let's see how NUKE is doing. Puka, Gibbs, Dell, Allen, Adunze. Oh, he's waiting. Oh, Kincaid. Yeah, I do wonder if instead of Mahomes, the pick is Allen there. I think I got greedy because Allen's weapons just line up a lot better with this ADP pocket. This is interesting, right? Feels like the EV of a team that works can outweigh a dead team. So, like, what that's the classic. What do you win when you win, right? When it's good, it's great. When it's bad, it's bad. It always feels dumb when you don't get it, but when you do, you feel like a genius. So that's just how it goes sometimes. I think it's worth the shot. Mecole and Tony, Super Bowl legends. People forget that. Maybe I will take Kadarius Toney on this team. What if he is the RB2? So I've got 4 receivers, no running backs yet, but this is like this show structurally, like the reason why I go so receiver heavy, especially here, is this. Like by ADP, this is just like running back heaven right now. Has anyone mentioned this is the Lovie Smith revenge game? Man, I don't really need him as my receiver 5. Tempting at 84 to go Hopkins. Otherwise, we are looking at Aaron Jones, Brooks, Jalen Warren, right? These guys that are sitting at the top. It's probably Aaron Jones and Warren. For me, I think I will let Hopkins go with 4 receivers already. Man, the week 5 buy is an interesting thing too. Like, what if he just waits until after then to come back? I do have to leave a roster spot open for one Kadarius Toney in this team. So now here's the question. Muscle memory got me to click Jalen Warren there as a bring back, but how am I winning Best Ball Mania with the Chiefs Steelers game doing well? How am I going to do it? I don't know. The computer just doesn't know. The computer doesn't know that I'm dead man walking. There goes Hopkins at 86. Chip, I appreciate you for asking this because I don't know. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's look at it this way. Oh, didn't Justin Watson just get hurt again? Like the so projections, right? Like I haven't done a whole lot of manual overrides here because the odds that one of these guys matters is just like effectively zero. But Justin Watson's out. People forget Sky Moore's a thing. Sky Moore scored a touchdown. Not only are Cole and Tony Super Bowl legends, like Sky Moore scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So I don't know. What if Kadarius Toney? I'm gonna start method Tony. Because like, what if I just close this tab? Get star methoded. Kadarius Toney. Maybe I get the draft thrown out. All right. Get some nice bye week. Nice bye week stuff going on. Where did Kyler go? Kyler goes to this guy. Why? Oh, I guess I could have had Kyler here, but not with. Yeah, maybe that's another reason why Mahomes is a mistake because I had Kyler. Because I had Kyler going. Anyone want to roast me in the chat for being stupid? Let me see what overrides I have on Javonte. I don't have him missing any extra games. I have a standard market doc for the position. I don't really have much here. Like the most I could really push him up to is like 105. So I would put him in the window here. I think I really like Estime. But if Javonte returns to form, his missed tackles forced or whatever as a rookie was allegedly good. Staring at Kadarius Toney. Stack wise, if it's not Lockett here, it's probably not a receiver. I am open to Lockett here for sure. Up in one pick. Zach Moss or Chase Brown? That is the question. Who are we going with here these days? Is Beer up here? All right, so Lockett falls. Would I go Javonte? First Javonte share, or do I go with this falling Zach Moss? Let's plug Lockett in, see if that changed anything for anyone. The Singletary Corum doesn't go on this side of the board that often. Javonte could set up, some Bo Nix stuff later. Romeo Dobbs. I know, but we already missed on Jordan Love, I assume. Yep. So nothing there. See with Wicks. I don't take much Javonte, I think. Oh, looked sharp at practice 8 days ago. I usually play this through the estimate side. But I can still set up some Troy Franklin later or Marvin Mims. Javonte missing tackles was something even Arub, could see when he was initially getting run. He was pretty good. He was a fairly heralded prospect out of North Carolina. Yeah, he came in. He was big. Lost some weight. Let's see. So here's where you have to IKB a little bit. The sheet is saying, dude, you have Drake London and Kyle Pitts. If you don't land Kirk Cousins, like, you are fucked. And to that, I say you're right. But I have Mahomes. So I'm fucked anyway. So I think you push Kirk to 156. And I dare the Darnell Mooney guy to take him. Him and Michael Carter were the future. I don't have that same memory of Michael Carter necessarily. So this guy, Jordan Love, that's a bring back for Justin Jefferson. This guy's doing some fancy stuff. We got Romeo Dobbs. He almost missed on Dontavian Wicks and Dobbs. Let's see able to secure it though. The Moss and Chase Brown back to back is funny. That is funny. Chat, hit like and subscribe, notification. I go live once every 16 months. If you want to not miss out the next time I do, it's going to be a momentous occasion, I assure you. But thanks for hanging out. Just wanted to fire up, react to some news, see where the lobbies are going to bring Hopkins to 86. I think in the right structure, it's fine. I probably do have him ranked a little below 86 right now. Last year at UNC, they had 2,500. All right. Let's do some clicking. What does this matter for? I don't know. Is this the pre-Drake May era, or is this the freshman year Drake May? Or is this Sam Howell? It's Mac Brown. Yeah, Sam Howell. Oh, Mike Carter. That is what you meant. Him and Michael Carter. Oh, dude, I thought you were talking about like in the NFL. Okay. Yeah, the Sam Howell stats are funny because he was sack Howell. But yeah, Drake May. So Drake May has always been someone, on people's radars because of this. Redshirt, then his freshman year, over almost 8.5 yards per attempt, 38 touchdowns, 7 picks with a North Carolina team. When you had Josh Downs, but like not much there. So he's always been, someone that I was high on as a prospect. Oh, Jerome Ford is another, mover and shaker. I did adjust for that a little bit. I've been pretty out on Jerome Ford. I am fine moving him up in response to Dante Foreman. I don't think it's a great long play, but it could pay off. Let's see. This is kind of auto click Chubb Sharps here. I feel good at receiver. Is there any like receiver correlation sticking out? Dotson. I think Polk is probably gone. Xavier Legette. I just took, and I'm fine pushing receivers here. Yeah, let's just go Chubb and we'll go Sharp. Sharp's a little Lockett. gets me a little locket. This is one where it's a 0 RB. This is like a pretty classic 0 RB team where I don't take one until pick 84. But like now I have 5 running backs that I feel pretty good about. 4 different bye weeks. Like, you could convince me, like, I could be done here. Like, I think Aaron Jones, Javonte, or your early week guys, Jalen Warren comes in early to mid, Sharps at any point. Nick Chubb later. Jesus, you still streaming? No, I'm not Jesus. I'm easy. Trying to catch Davis? No, I'm just trying to make sure I can max BBM. My wife is traveling. My dog is tugging a duck with me. So I just wanted to, flex the vocal cords a little bit. Let's see what we can do. Who wants to see a puppy? Say hi to the chat. You see her duck? Do you see her duck? Her ancestors were duck hunters. She's like 65 pounds, golden retriever. People ask if she's a mini. Can you even hear me, by the way? People ask if she's a mini. She's on the smaller side, but she's a girl. She's pretty. She's a good girl. Isn't that right? Man, I'm out of breath. I gotta do some cardio. This is Izzy, short for Isabel. But she doesn't know that. She just knows Izzy. Cute doggy. Whew. Girl Goldens are the 101 of dogs. I agree, man. I had, prior to this, we adopted an elder-ish Golden during COVID. She was 6. She was great. Some health stuff. And now we're back. Back with the little Iz. She is 1.5. The Easy DFS mascot. Maybe I should like clip that. Like, this could be a thing. Let's see what we can do here. Let's put this duck back in your mouth. There it is. Let's get you up here. Try to clip this. I'll clip it. How do we do this? How do we do? Can I make like a Z with my hands? Anyway, I'll use this. Whoa. Nobody wants that. Timmy wants to get a German Shepherd girl. Call her Nat. Pour one out. RIP. Girl dogs are the best. Boy dogs are like pretty, and that's like a weird animal thing I'll get into after this pick. But I have some takes on girl versus boy dogs and stuff like that. We can do that to wake the chat back up. If I get Kirk, great. If I can't, I'll probably just close the tab anyway. Yay, we got Kirk. Kyle Pitts. Oh, Hunter Henry. Boom. Look at this. Look at this. Unless I want like Ray Davis. No, I feel pretty good there. Kirk. This is a leg up ass draft I've ever seen one besides the naked Patrick Mahomes. So anyway, I grew up with girl dogs. My dad, my dad's a big girl dog guy. He's got a car body shop. He's kind of like a guard dog. So the reasoning behind that, and you would think, right, like in nature, um, males are more fierce and protective than females. So here's the thing: if you want a guard dog, according to my dad, yeah, Ori's got it. Boys are a lot like us; they're dumb idiots that just think with their penis. So, like, if you need a guard dog and you're listening to the Easy DFS sheet show, you're in luck. If someone wants to like come rob your place and they know you have a guard dog and they want to distract your dog, you can bring like a rag with the scent of a female dog, like in heat, and that's going to distract the boy dog. Like a boy, unless it's like supremely trained, like that instinct to be like, oh my god, I'm horny, even if they've been snipped, like that in nature is the 101, right? So boy dogs, it's easier to train girl dogs to be guard dogs than boys because they're more distraction proof. Girl dogs don't really get horny in that way. Girl dog, boy cat is the cheat code. I can't tell you much about cats. But yeah, the other thing is like another animal nature thing. So like you think of like, I don't know, I assume my audience is mostly men, and like, you know, in humans, like the male, like, I don't know, women are much prettier than men for like many reasons. But in nature, like look at like a lion, like a male lion, like all these pictures are males, like with the big manes. But when you look at a female lion, a lioness, like she's cute, but she's like, so look at this picture, right? Who would you say, right, is like prettier? And let me get out of this view so I don't lose my spot on the clock. Like who's prettier between this, like the male and the female? Right? Like conventionally, everyone's like, oh my god, I love like the big mane. The reason for that in nature is females have what males want, which is like fertility and the ability to carry a child. So it doesn't, in nature, it doesn't really matter how attractive a female is. Like male lions, dogs, cats, by and large, are just looking for mates. Women, however, females can be more selective. So like you'll notice with lions and with like, I don't know, with elk and with moose and like things that have like all these antlers and shit, like all of that exists, I think, like biologically to be more attractive to women or females. I keep saying women. It's kind of weird, to females. So female cardinal dome brown. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like, I think biologically it's to be a more attractive mate because like the female is going to be attractive because it is fertile. And the other thing is like this lion looks so fierce. But like, don't the lady lions, like the lionesses, aren't they the ones that do all the hunting and shit anyway? Like they're badass. So I don't know. I love peacocks. Like look at it, like female peacock. Like look at this. Like these are the males. Like with all the stuff. Like is this like a female? Just like looks like a duck. Like what are we doing here? And that was talking the animal kingdom. Am I gonna go Roman Wilson here and set up a little triple stack and come back with Fields, and I just pretend like I don't have like, is Pitts and Henry enough? I like Luke McCaffrey a lot. I like, what pick is this? This is 180. Like, I'm fine with Troy Franklin. I could set myself up for the Bo Nix thing. I'm pretty good at running back. A third tight end wouldn't be the end of the world here either. Luke McCaffrey. Oh, it's a setup. Oh, Luke McCaffrey, bring back. Man. Luke McCaffrey, bring back for Atlanta. We are on the clock again. I feel like pretty good about this running back room. Strangely enough, I'm just kind of trying to do something weird here. Do I go in? I think there is a fall off here. Inverse the rest of this bunch. Or let's go sit it. Let's just have some fun. I missed my pick. Let's see what it gave me. Give me Otten. That's fine. It's a good thing it didn't give me Tony. Good thing to give me Tony. Tony. We'll go with Justin Fields. Let's see how we can finish this thing off. We don't need Fields, but it would be fun. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. So yeah, I grew up. So long story short, I grew up with female dogs. Boy dogs are sometimes cuter, but I don't know. Goldie is cute no matter what. Sully on the Hudson type work here. Yeah, man, this plane is going to land somewhere. Is it going to land in the Hudson? Is it going to land downtown somewhere? Is it going to land at Newark? I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying. It's not a great team. I'll be the first to tell you. It really is not a great team. Look at this. Hunter Henry pick was a little week 15 stack with Marv. You do kind of stumble into a lot of accidental stacking just because, like, if you're taking players from different teams, you're just like, you're gonna run into some, no matter how hard you try not to. Oh, we got the Yoshivas. Who do the Giants play? Why do the Giants show up so much? Oh, because they play Atlanta week 16, which is something I care a lot about. And there goes Yoshi there. So I definitely don't need a quarterback, but if Fields is there, I'll take him. Tony will be a pick. So then it's either going to be Fields or a running back. Maybe I call Deneric Prince on this one. Troy Franklin would have been cool. Braylon, Herbert, Bigsby. Do I throw? I will say, if I had to take Truth Serum, I do think the Deneric Prince thing is like, we know who Clyde Edwards-Helaire is. He kind of stinks, but we know who he is. We don't really care, like, to see him with the first team. Like, we saw him with the first team like the last 2 years, 3 years for a couple weeks at a time. Deneric Prince, someone they brought in, what is he, undrafted free agent, shortened camp last year. Like, they didn't really use him in games last year. Like, this is their chance to kind of see him with their actual team. So that's kind of how I am choosing to interpret that news, but maybe time and place. Braylon Allen goes. I would have taken Braylon Allen. So this is interesting, right? Because 0 RB, but I might still be fine with 5 because of my bye week distribution and the archetypes of young, old, mid, etc. Chat, should I go Justin Fields with Mahomes and Kirk? I'm going Kadarius Toney, so we're already getting one meme pick. It's either going to be Generic Prince or it's going to be Tony doesn't even I don't even have Tony in here. Right. Let's do it this way. Fields 149. Whoa. Or Generic Prince, who I probably don't even have in here. Let's pretend it's Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Yeah, we're going to fucking Justin Fields. We're going Justin Fields, boys. We're going Justin Fields. Kadarius Toney, we gotta fix that. We have 200 picks of ADP value in Kadarius Toney. All right, let's see what we got. Huh? What if this is what you need? Fields. I mean, the drumbeat, the Fields drumbeat. Let me put it this way. For my baseball fans, Wally Pipp was a pretty good player, right? 123 OPS plus, 113, 111, very well above average. Led the league in home runs in 1916 and 1917. Led the league in home runs, right? Led the league in home runs. Sorry, triples. Led the league in triples in 1924. Good player. Very good player. Enter. So was it 1925, right, that he got hurt? Here, yeah, he goes, 62 games. So, look at this, right? Man, I'm probably losing everyone. 284, 345, 108 OPS plus. Not bad. We're talking about 10 homers a year, 92 RBI. Good player. MVP vote getter. They didn't have all-star games back then. Probably fringe all-star, right? Don't let... Let me put it this way. This is a great quote, and I'm married, so I could say this. Don't let your girlfriend get in the way of finding your wife. Don't let your fiance get in the way of finding your wife. What if, dude, Justin Fields, let me put it this way. Russell Wilson is not Wally Pipp. He's age 36 Russell Wilson, dude, is worse than Wally Pipp. What do we do here? 16, 2 years ago, 4-11, 16 touchdowns, 11 picks. A lot of garbage time stats last year, threw for just barely 3,000 yards, just over 200 yards a game. Live a little. I don't think Russell Wilson has earned the right to just walk into that and take the job from Justin Fields. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for amusing me with my male-female animal kingdom stuff. If you learned anything, drop a follow, hit like, hit subscribe. Have a great weekend. Good luck with the rest of your drafts. And for me and for Izzy, this was Easy DFS. Peace.